and how the Father has been going out for us to work, just making sure that he gets all the hours that he deserves, be spilling out with sweat, and he has been swallowing in his spit that has been swallowed, and sweat that has been coming down his body. I know that our Father's been doing that because they love us so much that they want us to survive. They want us to have a perfect life, a perfect future for us to build up on, and that's what God is doing. God is doing today, because he wants other children to be around in the world too. He wants the children of many to just come out and just be happy, be joyful, and be with God in his presence forever and ever and ever. That's how we're gonna be like in the whole entire future when that comes. You're not gonna be alone, even though you might have a boyfriend, you might have a girlfriend that you find, and y'all might get married, y'all might even have kids. Even though you say that you don't want kids, you might have kids, because God does not want you to be alone right now. He wants you to have someone by your side, and that way God can just make sure that you can have the person that you deserve. Even though also a woman works, but the woman will cause pain for you, for the children of God, and the man will work for the children of God. And when the man works for the children of God, when the woman protects the child of God, that child of God will also do the same thing. Well, even though what type of gender they are still the same person, because they are still one with Jesus Christ right now. And how God has been commanded them, he has commanded them not to eat from the fruit of the tree, even though they got manipulated. They still ate from the fruit of the tree. And then guess what God had to do? He had to sacrifice an animal. Yes, an animal that he had created, an animal that he had to spare. He had to spare that animal because they were shameful of how naked both of them were. Do you think that probably did make God angry, because it made God angry because of how he had to spare a one and only animal that he had just created in his own image, in God's creation. He had to spare that animal because Adam and Eve were doing some bad things that they weren't supposed to be doing, and they did it anyway because they wanted to just be like God. They wanted to be fooled. They wanted to be fooled by the miserable. They wanted to be having the straight up wisdom like God. They wanted to be powerful like God. And yet they still took the punishment that Satan had for them. And plus, did that make God happy at all? Or did that make God more frustrated, more mad? And did that make God just like, I'm going to give them a second chance. Even though they had sinned against me, I was trying to test them to see if they would actually obey me. They would actually love me. They would actually listen to what I had to say to them. That's what God was doing to them. And God will find ways to test you in multiple ways, in secret ways that he has commanded you to do. God does not test you for sin to happen. He tests you to see if you would actually love him, you would actually obey him, giving out obedience to him, and if you will actually serve the Lord your God, Jesus Christ. That's how the Lord your God will test you.